Guys, welcome back to a special Not From Boston, where we're going to talk about the trade deadline that involved little to no trading.
Trades. Lots of trades everywhere else. Lots of wild card competitors made some really good trades. Lots of divisional opponents made some seemingly really good trades, although we'll talk about one in particular that hopefully won't be good. But I don't know. How are you feeling about 48 hours, a little under 48 hours after the conclusion of the trade deadline?
So my feeling is, if you look at the playoff, the standings for the wild card and the division, everybody around us got better.
Yes.
You know, everybody, like the Rangers got better. The Yankees got a lot better. The Blue Jays got better. We didn't really do anything. Like the two trades we made, I guess, like at best they fortify what we have. But we were doing so well going into the trade deadline. We were doing so well going into the All-Star break. Like, this was a buy trade deadline.
I would have thought for sure.
Like, this roster should.
Sorry, just real quick. Yeah. It was a buy trade deadline because of that, and also because of what we were told by the front office. Like, they made it clear that we were buyers. They said on a number of occasions we're hard buyers, like even when we were 500. So anyway, continue what you're going to say.
Yeah, no, and so I think like this roster should look a lot different than it did before the deadline. Like, there should be a Joe Ryan in our rotation or a Merrill Kelly. There should be a Josh Naylor type player. Like, it was, I think, really frustrating and really underwhelming. And just, I think, I don't know. I don't have a lot of confidence that we make the playoffs now because, we stayed where we were and everyone else around us got better.
Yeah. So I have a few thoughts. I mean, the report from Bob Nightingale that has been circulating over the last 24 hours, which is that Craig Breslow is really hard to deal with, that's not a good look. I mean, that's actually more of a discussion point than I think people are giving it credit for. Like, this appears to be not we weren't willing to give things up that we didn't want to give up. It appears to be a failure on the front office, and this is giving me Chaim Bloom 2.0, because reports during the trade deadline in 22, when we were 5-6 games above 500 and we kind of like half and half, right? Like, we sold Vasquez, brought in Wilyer Abreu. Like, that was Chaim Bloom is indecisive. He's not good at making decisions. He doesn't pull the trigger fast enough. And now it's the opposite, where Breslow is just such a fucking hard ass that I don't think anybody wants to deal with him. So that's one thing that I definitely want to get into with you. The biggest shock, if I could be honest with you, is that we traded James Tibbs away. And that, to me, look, the Devers stuff has been over for a month and a half now. He's not performing well. The Giants are one of the worst teams in baseball since acquiring him. Maybe we dodged a bullet. Maybe Devers was like a huge problem, and it seems like the team is clicking really well without him. So great. You cannot sell a 30-plus home run, $300 million, like borderline Hall of Fame, Hall of Very Good, whatever you want to call it, player for a prospect that you then go and flip for. Was he for Steven Matz or for Dustin May?
That's for Dustin May.
So basically now we traded Rafael Devers away for Dustin May with his 5 ERA and his not full return from his surgery. James Bayo, who's in high A ball. Kyle Harrison, who has not pitched a major league inning since. And Jordan Hicks, who has now blown like 3 saves in his last 3 weeks. So the most frustrating thing for me about all of this is that if we look back at the Devers trade, the expectation that you and I both said was, okay, we got this guy out of the clubhouse. We got a couple little pieces, but we're definitely going to buy at the deadline. We'll make up for it with all this cap space we freed up. And we did not do that. There's been no discussion of extension with Roman Anthony, which maybe will come at the end of the year. There's been no discussion since of extension for Alex Bregman. Maybe that'll come at the end of the year. We can expect he's going to opt out. I have no faith that we are being told the truth by this front office at all. I have no faith at all that we can believe anything they say, because at this point, the haul we got back for Devers was we had to take it. That's a blatant lie. They've now proved that that's a blatant lie. The best piece they got back is now gone.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to make of any of this. Look, we got one. Steven Matz is actually half decent, and I think it's always good to have a kind of long relief spot starter. Like, he's been a starter and a reliever in his career. I don't trust this front office, and it's really disappointing to have now. We're going on 6 seasons of no communication and trust. Not that the front office's job is to like be a secondary fan, conduit between the club and the fan, but we literally cannot trust anything that they say, and that's really, really hard it's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, I mean, I think the key difference between Heimblum and Breslow, because I think they were going to get the comparison today, like, or after the fact, no matter what, is like, yeah, I think Heim was indecisive, and he, made a lot of moves by committee. He wanted everyone's opinion. Breslow is, I think, very much the opposite. He's isolated himself from a lot of people, and he's very reliant on this like model that they've built for the team, that to help them maximize, value or whatever for trades. And he's just being like, I think such a stubborn, I think he's just being really stubborn.
Yeah.
And there's not like, talk about like not having like, a feel for the game. And ironically, because he's a former player, like Breslow has no feel. And you just, sometimes you got to go, you got to go with your gut. You got to make the move. AJ Preller's over here like, oh yeah, you can.
Oh my God.
You guys, hey, the Athletics, you guys can have my number 3 prospect for Mason Miller and 2 other guys. Sure, of course, why not?
Like, bro, they're looking like they're going to come for the division now. I mean, they literally, and we never know. Like the Juan Soto deal kind of like wasn't great for them, and it happens, right? Like sometimes that shit happens, but like, have some fucking gumption. Take a fucking stab at something. Like, I'm so sick of these bullshit trade deadlines. This is literally the 4th one in a row where we just like, we'll kind of soft buy. We'll get like a couple. Like, who was so important? Like, who was the Joe Ryan asking price Roman Anthony? Because if it was anything other than that,
it was. I think from what I read, it was like, it was Duran or Abreu, and I think Yosinson Garcia might have been also asked for. I think to your point, it's like, why are we hoarding prospects? Because
for what?
Like moving Blaze Jordan, I think was a smart move, because I think he's very talented, but I also don't think there's a pathway for him.
I agree.
Of course, unless Bregman opts out, in which case, yeah, there is. But like, cool, makes sense. They're gonna try out the password at first, in AAA, but like that's an if too. Like, we don't know that he's gonna be good at that, and that doesn't help us now if we're gonna win now. So like, yeah, there's no path really for Yosinson Garcia to make it to the playoffs. I hope I'm getting his name right there. There's no, pathway for guys like Mikey Romero or Miguel Bleis, or Alan Castro, because, or even like, frankly, like Franklin Arias, who is like, yeah, he's 19, he's in rookie ball, but like, if Marcelo Meyer is going to be our shortstop of the future, then, Arias has really no path to Boston.
No.
So it's like, what's the point of hanging on to these guys? Like, their value is who we get in return for them once we've developed them into the guys that they are.
There's not even, bro, like, there might not even be a path in the future for Christian Campbell to come back. I mean, we really, like, dude, we have a huge logjam of young, talented, multi-positional players. Like, we need to move some prospect capital. I agree with what you just said. What is the fucking point of having a top 10 farm system? Like, for what? What are we going to keep doing? Sending AAA teams out there? Thank God Anthony is hitting well, because Campbell wasn't doing well. Meyer's now injured, and he was playing great defense, but he wasn't hitting that well. Like, it was like, we're putting all of our eggs into this. Our farm system is so good basket. You need major league players to win playoff games. Yeah. Like, what the fuck are we meant? I look back at Dave Dombrowski. I'm like, man, bring him back. But like, seriously, I know we traded a lot of guys away, but for fuck's sake, like.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of Dave Dombrowski, like trading for Johan Duran was,
oh my God.
or Duran was a great move, and it cost him a pretty penny in terms of prospects. I mean, it's funny. Lou Maloney was saying the same thing as you did, but you like look at like Seattle has a better farm system than we do. They have the number
Mhm.
one farm system, and they went out and they got Josh Naylor, and then days later they reunited with Eugenio Suarez
They got the two best
because
bats on the. They literally got the two best bats on the of
yeah,
the deadline. I
well,
can't believe that.
they're a team for the last like 2 or 3 years where it's been like they have elite pitching, they have shitty offense, and that's
Yeah.
always been why they can't go far. And then this trade deadline, they're like, okay, cool, let's go get some offense to like put around Cal Raleigh because he's elite, and so now they have elite pitching and great offense. Like it's
Bro.
like they're a team that's like actually trying to contend. It's really fucking frustrating that we say we're going to contend and then we
Nah.
like don't help the guys on the field to do that.
Bro, they have Raleigh, a Rosarena, and a Eugenio Suarez. All three of those guys are going to hit. Raleigh is going to hit 50 plus. A Rosarena is going to hit 30 plus. Suarez is probably going to hit 45, 46. Like, they have a fucking stacked team.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
have good pitching. Like, they're looking like, to me, I'm like, yo, Houston better look out, man. Like, they're fucking loading up for a division run. Texas
Yeah.
got a lot better. Texas picked up one of the best starters on the market. I mean, everybody around us got better, and I can't say we got worse. We got 10% better, 5% better. Dustin May
Yeah.
is like a little spot starter. Dustin May and Walker Buehler are like interchangeable in my mind at this point.
Yeah. I mean, Dustin May also is a free agent at the end of the year. So it's like we
Sure.
didn't really, you know, we traded the Dodgers a prospect for a guy who we're gonna have who's not very good, who we're gonna have for 2 months. Uh and I mean also just like I said this before on the show, like the in the postseason these days is, you know, your bullpen is where your team like lives or dies.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at the Yankees, who got Camilo Duvall, they got David Bednar, they got they got one other guy, I feel like.
Well, they picked up Caballero from the Rays.
Yeah,
They picked up,
they got Austin Slater. They got Jake Bird. That's right.
bro, they got way better.
They got way better. I mean, their bullpen blew it last night, but they got way better.
Yeah.
The Mets also added to their bullpen significantly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they added who'd they add here? Well, they added Cedric Mullins to the outfield, which is like huge, but they got Gregory Soto, they got Ryan Helsley, Tyler Rogers. Like our bullpen is already, I think you're seeing it. We've been seeing it with Greg Weissert for months now, but we're gonna see it with the rest of them too. They are burnt out. They're not gonna get us the innings that we need. It's it's so obvious what we needed to do, and it's so frustrating that we didn't do any of it.
I mean, as soon as our last episode, within 2 hours of recording, Naylor got traded. So it's just like, oh fuck, that's who I really wanted. You're also telling me we couldn't have gone in and grabbed like Ryan O'Hearn. Like, there were bats on the market.
Yeah.
Really, we needed one more bat and two really capable quality arms. One, I actually will say Matz is like decent. He's going to be decent. He's going to be fine. He's going to be usable in mid to high leverage situations. Like, I don't have a huge problem with that. I think Jordan for Matz was kind of a mildly lopsided deal in favor of St. Louis, but there was no, like you said, there's no path for Blaze Jordan. He was never going to debut at the major league level, and that's fine. So, like, but to fail on Joe Ryan, and also, how about the deke? I literally texted you, biggest freaking deke of all time was to get MLB on Fox, not MLB on Facts, MLB on Fox, tweeting out Joe Ryan to the Red Sox. Bro, I was on Twitter, like, fuck, holy shit. Like, I texted you, I was like, oh my God. Like, I texted my dad, and then like within 20 seconds it was deleted. And I was like, no, like, what happened?
I hope somebody got fired for that.
Yeah,
that was
crazy,
fucking
man.
upsetting. That sucked.
But to move on to Dustin May, like, was that literally just do you think that was literally just a flail? Like, fuck it, we got to get somebody. Because I honestly wouldn't have even made that trade at that point. Like, I would have just been like, fuck it, we got Steven Matz. I would have gone for bat. Like,
I honestly,
what did you use Dustin May for?
I think, I don't know, it might have been a flail move, but it was, I mean, yeah, the fact that there wasn't really anything happening, the fact that like both trading for Dustin May, and then all of the hullabaloo around Joe Ryan happened within the last hour of the trade deadline, is I think concerning in and of itself. Like the fact that, you know, we should have been kind of, I kept, checking MLB trade rumors, like
Yeah,
seeing
of
like
course.
checking Twitter to see where like, all these articles, all these rumors are coming around, like where are the Red Sox getting mentioned? And we really weren't. Like if we were, it was on the periphery of like uh, the periphery of getting Johan Duran, or on the periphery of getting like Merrill Kelly. And it just like that's not good enough, obviously. uh I don't know. I am really pissed. I am wondering, like, from your perspective, I mean, I don't think, if this trade deadline had gone the way that it should have, I think to get any of the other guys that we're talking about, whether it's Ryan or Kelly, um or the other Duran, like, would have required trading, uh uh I guess would have required trading Jaron Duran. And the Breslow said afterwards he's like very happy with the fact that they held on to all four outfielders. I'm curious, like, are you how do you feel about keeping all four
It's a good
outfielders?
question. So I've had a lot of time to like think about this and sit on this. I I will be okay with it if the long-term plan, it depends on what happens in this offseason. Because if we go ahead and trade Duran for like some crazy ass package in the offseason, we get some serious like, I mean, this is never gonna happen. But like if he goes in a package and we pick up Paul Skeens, you know what I mean? Then it's like, okay, we punted 2025 and we got the best pitcher in baseball. That's fine with me. Is that gonna happen? 99% no. There's no way. If the long-term plan is also we're going to give Jaron Duran like a 10-year contract and we're going to make him the guy, then I guess I can't really complain with that either. I don't know how I feel about that, but at least I can say, okay, the team clearly has bigger plans for him. And like this was in, like they decided that like he's the guy. They want to build around him and they want to build around Abreu and Anthony. And like they're all left-handed hitting outfielders, whatever. Like those are the guys. Do I agree with that? Not necessarily, but if there's like a plan behind the scenes to like make them the core of the team and that's what we don't know, then fine. What I think is going to happen is one of two things. Duran will get traded for some mid Steven Matz type
Mm-hmm.
person in the offseason, and we'll be like, what the fuck? Are you fucking serious? Or nothing will happen and he'll go through his remaining years of arbitration and team control and then he'll walk and he'll go somewhere else. And then again, we'll be like, what the fuck? I don't know, man,
Yeah.
because like, look, Anthony is the guy. Like we can see it
Mm-hmm.
now. Like he's always been barreling the ball. He was running into a lot of hard outs. He's been crushing the ball. I mean, his exit velocity is averaging well over 100 miles an hour right now. Like that guy is smoking major league pitching. He walked us off last night, which is great, huge win to come
Yeah.
back and beat the Astros. Like huge win. Love the green uniforms. It's all walk offs. Great. Um, Abreu, he strikes out a little too much, I think, but he's leading the team in homers. Duran is a spark plug. Like I can totally get behind those guys. What my fear is that they're going to walk away or be traded for bullshit, and we will be sold another bill of like, trust us, guys, trust us. Like the trust is running really thin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think I even though he's been hitting so well, and I think I gotta say, like, I think moving Duran, making the top of our order Anthony, Bregman, Duran, was really smart. It's been working
Yeah,
really well. Kind of
it's
wish we had done
great.
that sooner. As good as Duran's been, I'm like, I still, even after, like, I was obviously at Fenway on last Sunday, and I saw him play, and he played really well, and I'm like, I still think we should trade you, like, because I think, yeah, he is a spark plug. Uh, he is important to these guys in the clubhouse, but in terms of, um, like, do I think, because like I think keeping Duran then of course raises the question, like, do I think, because you also can't forget about Cedon Rafaela, who is also going nowhere. It's like, do I think this Red Sox team or this Red Sox organization will trade Wilyer Abreu? No, I
No,
don't.
not anymore. Not anymore.
He's too good defensively. Uh,
He's
and
leading the
even
team in home runs, dude. He's the only guy in our team that's going to hit 30 plus homers. The only one.
so, like, it's like, yeah, no, it's like unfortunately, like it shakes out that it's Duran. Like could Duran be a piece in a larger trade this winter in like the same way that we traded for Garrett Crochet?
Sure.
You know, maybe. But that better be the plan because I don't want to keep having this conversation in 2026.
I agree.
Uh,
I agree.
and I definitely don't want to have it in 2027. But yeah, when he becomes a free agent, absolutely we're not going to re-sign him. He is going to walk. Um, and yeah, I mean, yeah, if the Red Sox were to sign Durant to any kind of long-term contract, it would mean trading Abreu.
Because now, if you've been seeing the reports in the media, there's a lot of reports that we're still interested in shopping him to the Padres this offseason.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like, at this point, if you're going to trade Jarren Durant, like the Padres, in my opinion, don't have of players that will remain on the team that are not walking in free agency. Like, what are we going to get for him that's so important? Like,
Yeah.
why didn't we go get Mason Miller and trade him?
Right. Well, I don't think the A's would have taken Duran. I think they would have wanted
Prospect capital.
yeah, which I think we still should have given them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, the Padres, they don't have, there's not a lot on their major league roster that that you're right. They'll be there next year that I want in exchange for Jarren Duran. Like that's,
like Dylan Cease for Jarren Duran is no good. That's no good.
It's also not possible because Cease will be a free agent. Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I think, it's just the Red Sox are going to have to spend a lot more money in the offseason to add to the team, because a lot of these guys are going to become free agents that they could have, at least like had the leverage of having them in a Red Sox uniform for a couple of months before they hit free agency.
Yeah.
So that's like also very frustrating. I just, I think the fact that Breslow was like, we don't want to move anyone off of our major league roster when approaching any of these trades is just a very, very dumb line to draw in the sand because all of these other teams, unless you're punting on the postseason on your season, like most of these teams are trying to, make the playoffs, which requires major league players, which, Duran is and Justin Garcia is not. I'm also wondering, like, because I definitely have felt this way in the last couple of years since they started doing the expanded playoffs. I definitely felt it was true this year. Do you think the expanded playoffs have made the trade deadline worse?
Absolutely. Although this trade deadline ended up being kind of hot at the very end. But yeah, because there's more teams that aren't willing to sell. There's a lot of teams that are 500 that are like, I don't know. I mean, I was actually I want to talk about the Giants for a second. We obviously have a weird connection with them because of the Devers stuff, but they're a rare breed of teams that was like, I think they're still, let me look at the NL wild card. I didn't do my homework for this before, but I think they're like barely out of it, if I'm not mistaken.
They're, I think, a game and a half out.
Oh, no. They're like 6 games out of the wild card. They're way
wild
out.
card?
Yeah, they're way out. Okay, so because they're 500 now.
Yeah. I knew that.
So, I mean, they're a team, though, that, like, they're the one team that I think was kind of like, fuck it, we're just going to sell. But a lot of teams do that soft selling thing. St. Louis kind of soft sold, Steven Matz to us. I think there's a lot of team controllable players. Basically, where I'm going with this is all you're going to get in trade deadlines like this are pure rental players. I don't think there's going to be a ton of like monumental, like Juan Soto type trades anymore because of the expanded playoffs. And I know that happened the first year of the expanded playoffs, but as they've gone on, more teams realize they can sneak in. And especially with like the way some of these World Series and Championship Series teams have panned out, like Cleveland kind of being like how many games did they win last year? Like 88?
I think last year I think Cleveland won like 90.
Were they really good last year? I might be wrong about that. But I think there's more teams. There's more teams in contention that can slide into a championship series, so they're not willing to give up pieces. And I think we're going to see a lot of deadlines like this where down to the wire, there'll be a couple teams that make big moves, but it's a lot of team controllable players are not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's again, like, this is not something I like in particular. I mean, it is. I mean, you look at this playoff picture. You look at teams like the Tigers, who added, but like added kind of poorly. Like
Yeah.
they added Charlie Morton,
Yeah. They
which
had a
is
very
like,
similar deadline to us, I thought.
yeah, I mean, but they also were like in a much, they're 20 games over, or was it like
They're winning their
20?
division. By the way, it was the Royals I was thinking of, not the
Yeah,
Guardians. Royals is who I was
yeah,
thinking.
but they're like 15 or 14 games over 500.
Mm-hmm.
uh like they a shitty trade deadline is not as devastating.
Sure.
um the Blue Jays, I mean, the Blue Jays gambled by trading for Shane Bieber, uh which I
Yeah.
thought uh was like an interesting move, because we don't really know how that's gonna shake out. um but yeah, I mean, yeah, really Shane Bieber was kind of the Blue Jays' only big move, but it was, again, like it was a big, that's a big and important move. What do you think of the Astros
Oh,
reuniting with Carlos
I
Correa?
was about to bring that up. Crazy. That one was a jaw dropper. I was not expecting that at all. I had read on, I'm still calling it Twitter, but I had seen like little rumors of that, and I kind of thought it was like fake news. I was like, no way. I couldn't
Yeah,
believe that.
dude,
You know,
that guy has hated Minnesota from the second
he
he
never
put
wanted
on
to
that
be there
jersey.
though. He wanted to go to the Giants, and he failed his
Yeah,
medical. Like
yeah,
he did not want to be a Twin. And you know what? Carlos Correa belongs on the Houston Astros. We can all boo the Houston Astros again with no conscience about it whatsoever. I am I'm really happy that he's back there because first of all, like he is a Houston Astro. Like I just like
yeah.
visualize him as a Houston Astro. And second of all, again, guilt-free booing. I love that. I love guilt-free booing. Um,
Also interesting, he's gonna play third, right? Or
yeah,
he's
he
playing
he played
third.
yesterday. He had a really good play
Yeah,
at third yesterday.
yeah.
The
So he's replacing
Astros,
Bregman, which is funny.
the Astros as a team are very interesting. Obviously, like we have to win this series this weekend, and Crochet's start got pushed back. I'm sure we'll discuss that briefly, but like we have to win this series. What's really interesting to me is a lot of their offseason acquisitions haven't been good. Christian
Mhm.
Walker hasn't been particularly good. Jeremy Pena has had a resurgence. He's been
Yeah,
hitting really, really well after starting really, really poorly. They've no Jordan Alvarez. They've been carried by guys that I did not think were going to be spark
mhm.
plugs anymore for them. So it'll be
Yeah,
interesting if Correa kind of fits that mold of like, he's not really doing as much as he used to. I really don't know what to expect from them. I have a sneaky pick that I think the Mariners are going to storm back and win the division now. I think
mhm.
they're going to be charged up. They had a walk-off win last night. I think they're going to be
Yeah,
super fired up because they just got the two best bats in the deadline.
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, there's definitely that. I mean, the Astros, it's weird. They always find a way
Mm-hmm.
to compete, which is admittedly pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean, trying to think, like, I don't know. At this point, I mean, I agree we do have to beat the Astros in this. We have to take this series. Uh I don't love that, like, we are kind of in a position now where every series we go into, we're like, we have to win this series. Or like we have to,
Yeah, that's the wild card
you
battle,
know,
man.
but it's also like, because we didn't do jack shit at the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is you know yeah, this is just like, I guess, like, this was avoidable, this kind of nervousness and tension. um but yeah, I mean, I think I'm, at this point, trade deadline's over. We got basically 2 months until the season's over, which is
Yeah,
wild.
crazy.
um I want to know, do who do you think, uh actually, I would just like to know your playoff picture at this point in time.
I have a few surprises. It's a good question. I think I AL West is super interesting to me now.
Hmm.
I said like I could see the Mariners storming back. Sometimes my wife always says this when you say things out loud, you kind of test them out, and then you're like, I actually still think the Astros are probably going to win the division.
Hmm.
My prediction is I definitely think the Blue Jays are going to win the East. I think the Yankees are like, even though, dude, they brought in Duvall and he blew the freaking game last night. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't. There's bad vibes in that Yankees clubhouse. Something's going on with them. That's fine. Let it continue. Long let it continue. I'm not here to question it, but I think the American League playoff picture: Blue Jays win the division, Stros win the division, the Tigers already at division's already done. I actually think we're going to make it. I'm going to be honest. I think we're going to make it. I think we're going to get the third spot, though. I think we're going to have a little skid, not now, but at some point, and it'll get rocky. But I think we're going to sneak the third spot. I think it's going to be Mariners in the first spot, Yankees in the second spot, us in the third spot. That's my prediction now.
Interesting.
I think the Mariners are fired up about their deadline because this is one of the first times their ownership has actually given a fuck about them and is like, we can actually do this. I think they're going to make a run for the division. I don't think they're going to win it. I think they're going to go red hot. I think the Yankees continue to play such dismal defense. I cannot even. Did you see the end of the game last night?
I didn't. I just saw that they lost and that their bullpen gave up. Their new guys gave up 9 runs.
They brought in Duvall in the 9th or the 10th. I think it was the 9th inning, and they were down. They were up 2 runs. Dude from the Marlins. I know nobody on the Marlins. I feel like such a casual, but dude from the Marlins. There's 2 guys on. He hits a ground ball through the hole to the right fielder, which is Caballero, their new right fielder. Bro, literally just overran the ball completely right through his legs. Both runs score. Guy gets to third. Then the next batter hits a complete like bullshit swinging bunt to the catcher, and he's so slow to get up and react. Can't make the throw. Game over. Walk off. Like their defense is so bad. I cannot believe that Aaron Boone is still managing that team.
It seems to be what I am hearing from just everybody is I can't believe Aaron Boone is still managing this team.
Bro, they're like a high A ball or like a rookie ball team defensively. Bro, my men's league team plays better defense than them. That is insane. Yeah. Like that ball hit to right. It's not like it was like scalded. Like it was a ground ball. It was like insane. So I have a feeling that they're going to be us and them are kind of going to be tugging on the second and third spot. But like I said, I think we're going to find a way to sneak it. There's something about the vibes. It's like despite the front office being ridiculous, our team has good vibes going right now. There's something about the way that they're playing and what they're saying in the media that gives me confidence that they're going to find a way to sneak it. I have so much confidence in the last 2 guys that come out of our bullpen. I mean, Chapman, I have so much confidence in all the time. I have tons of confidence in Crochet. I have tons of confidence in Brian Bayo. I have a good amount of confidence in Lucas Giolito at this point. We have 3 very capable starters. I think we're good enough to sneak it in. I don't see Texas having the firepower to catch us based on what they've been doing this year. That's the one team that I think at the beginning of the year, I thought they were going to make it to the World Series. They just don't. I'm going by the eye test. They don't have the vibes. They don't look to me like they're going to make it. So anyway, I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, so I think that, I guess looking at it, I would like, I feel like I would like the Yankees to go on a skid, but despite always expecting that because they do play defense like they're little leaguers, they still somehow managed to, be in contention. So like, what do I know? I think though that the Blue Jays are going to be pretty safely in first in the AL East. Also, let me just say, 100%. Kind of going to what you were saying about the Sox, and I think the Sox, like, I think I was saying something similar when we traded Devers, and we were like, there's a difference between the Red Sox like front office and the organization, and the Red Sox, the team that we root for. And I think the team is like very hungry to kind of prove that they can be a playoff team, and they're all gelling. They're all a great group of guys who get along together. They all love AC. AC is a very good manager. So I do have, confidence in them to, I don't think it's their fault if they miss the playoffs. I think it's the front office, but like and still think that this is a fun team to watch. I'm just frustrated we haven't added to them, but yeah, Blue Jays I think are going to stay put, as are the Tigers. I am going to kind of subscribe to your notion that the Mariners could overtake the Astros.
I think it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight.
I'm really, I think, hot on this Mariners team. I think they're already so good, and they've managed to be in contention with like a plus 23 run differential. You have the Rangers beneath them have a 65 run differential, and
Yep.
we have a similar run differential. And the Yankees, 100 games, they're at they're clearly like still reliant on pitching. I think that the fact that they've boosted their offense so significantly, I think like that is very frightening. And I do think, Carlos Correa is back in Houston. He's also older and also worse
Yeah, he hasn't
than
been
he
that good.
was. Like, and Altuve also worse and also old. Like, I'm not expecting a whole lot from them, so I wouldn't be shocked if they did have their own collapse. Texas, I would kind of be worried about if they ever got hot at the right time. Like, that is, I think, nerve-wracking. But I do kind of think that this playoff picture currently, I think in terms of anyone who's currently eligible to make the playoffs, missing the playoffs, I think we are the most vulnerable team. We are the of the 6 American League teams that are currently going to make the playoffs, we're the ones that are, I think, most likely to miss the playoffs of those 6.
I still have Texas as a tier, a peg below us, just purely from the eye test. And I'm biased. This is a Red Sox podcast. I'm wearing a fucking B hat right now. Like, this is obviously, but I feel like I'm usually the one that's more pessimistic. Like, I tend to be like, fuck it, the season's over. But like, I don't know. Last night, watching the end of that game, something just felt like, man, this is winning the game this way is almost a fuck you to the front office. Like, they're like, despite your bullshit, your cost cutting, whatever the reason is, I don't know if it's like a money thing. I really have no idea. Like, they keep changing the narrative in the media. I don't know what's going on. But the team is like, you guys can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, we're dogs. Like, we're going to fucking win these games.
Yeah.
And how the tables, what's the thing Michael Scott says, how the turntables, how at the beginning of the season, we couldn't pay for a 1-run win. We couldn't pay $1 million. And now we're winning almost every game in extra innings.
Yeah. I think I definitely, I would be curious to know how the players and how they feel about Breslow. I feel like I know the answer. I feel like it's not, they don't view him positively. I think you just have to go off the fact, go off the vibes that they're putting out, like the energy that Jarren Duran puts out on the field, and when he's talking to the press, the vibes that like Bregman puts out. Cora, as we've known him to be our manager for the last 6 years, all of that is just like so in such contrast to Breslow's Android stick up the butt kind of approach to things, to spreadsheets. And Craig Breslow looks like he's never had fun once in his life, which is funny because he won a World Series with us.
As a player, I remember him pretty distinctly, and like, he wasn't like this at all. I was actually pretty surprised. I mean, I knew he went to like Stanford.
Yale. He went to Yale. He's a Yalie.
I knew that he was like a brainiac for sure, but like, he never struck me as like this kind of like, he seemed, when I first heard him speak, when we hired him several years ago, like the opposite of Chaim Bloom. Like, he seemed more like, I'm a player, I know what it takes to win. And as time's gone, I'm like, bro, you're just the same. Like, you're doing the same shit. It's nothing is different about what you're doing here, except you're not stacking the farm system. Like, it's very confusing.
Craig Breslow reminds me of like a very specific type of dad from Little League.
Yeah.
I'm sure like you're like, you know what I mean when I say that. Like,
sure, absolutely.
Like, I think like, say what you will about Chaim Bloom, but Chaim Bloom knew how to have like fun. Like, he knew how to have a good time, like, or have that vibe at least, while also like, I think, struggling in other ways. Like, if there's a way to like kind of mix those two guys together and get rid of both of their bad qualities, like, I think we'd be kind of set for life. But yeah, I think Breslow is not a good fit for like this iteration of the Red Sox, or really like any iteration of the Red Sox organization, because we've never been. Craig Breslow, actually, this might be the craziest thing, and I'm going to be sure to clip this later. Craig Breslow would be a great fit for the Yankees.
Yeah, I think specifically like Girardi era Yankees, though. You know what I mean? Like, Girardi was like a binder guy,
like an untoasted, unbuttered piece of bread.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just not the Red Sox have never been that. That's never been our
I think
energy.
it's very strange that the Henry ownership group, the Fenway ownership group, is trying to be that way now, because I don't know, man. You have to know your market. Like, Boston is not the team for that, and like the fans will make up. And I know they don't care. They clearly don't care what the fans think at all.
Yeah.
But we'll continue to make a lot of fucking noise.
Yeah.
Well, do you think? I mean, none of this adds up.
Do you think that this trade deadline increases the chances of Breslow getting fired?
I think if we don't make the playoffs, then yeah, definitely. I think I would fire him this offseason.
Yeah, I think,
dude, he made the ballsiest. Real quick, he made the ballsiest trade of all time to trade easily your most productive offensive player in the middle of a season, and then flip the prospect for like a mid-level relief pitcher. Like, if that doesn't work, you are gone, bro. But
yeah,
my last point with that, and then I would love to hear what you think, is the intentions of ownership will be very clear if he doesn't get fired.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I think, we've gone back to this a few times. Our interview with Jen McCaffrey, where we asked about like who's in the hot seat here, Breslow or Cora, and this is at the beginning of the season, and she said it was Cora.
Mm-hmm.
I really think at this point, I think if we were to have her back on the show, which I would love to do, Jen, if you're around, come back. If we were to ask her the same question, I have a feeling that she'd flip her.
Yeah, I think
answer.
so.
I think Cora feels like very secure. I think everyone recognizes that Cora is doing a very good job managing this team. It's like how this team is assembled by Breslow that is flawed.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just like briefly move to, because I want to also talk briefly about the National League.
Mm-hmm.
Because that, I think that the National League has been so much tougher than the American League.
Yeah.
I think after this deadline, somehow I think is still as tough, if not maybe tougher. You brought this up earlier, but I agree that I think the Padres could make a very real run at the NL West and knock the Dodgers down to a wild card. I'd be shocked, but I think it's very doable. I think adding Mason Miller was like such a good move on their part.
Yeah.
Fuck, who else did they add? I'm forgetting. But
Padres, they added O'Hearn and
right.
What's his name? Laureano.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, they took two from the Orioles. Yeah, they also got two guys from they got two guys from the Royals. Or no, they added Freddie Fermin from the Royals.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, they did a lot to I guess like bulk up and reinforce, in addition to just adding like three studs like O'Hearn, Laureano, and Miller. And the Dodgers team has been, I mean, they did some adding, but they're largely dependent on those guys on the injured list. And
yeah, they're viewing those as trade, acquisitions basically when they come back.
And I think that's a risk.
That's a horrible idea. I hate when teams say that. Oh, it's going to be like a new signing. Like, it's a bad idea.
Yeah. I was looking at, because obviously I saw him on Sunday, and then I was looking at his numbers this week, and it's really sad to see, because of course I love Mookie Betts, but like Mookie Betts has regressed significantly this season.
Well, I don't think he ever recovered from that sickness, because he lost like a ton of weight, like 25 pounds, and like, he came back in the season, at the first week of the season, like, when you talk to major league players, like they put on weight in the offseason, they try desperately to maintain weight during the season because they're burning so many calories when they're out there playing. Like, they can't lift heavy during the season, they'll get injured. So I think when you come into the season, he was like 150, he weighed less than me, like 150
Yeah, he
pounds.
lost a lot.
Like, you're not going to put that back on during the season. Like, this season might end up just being a wash for him because of that. And it sucks. It is what it is. But, but
I think
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, to that point, like their offense is not as potent as it's still a good offense, obviously, but it's not last year's offense where like it's, I guess, going into seeing them play the Sox on last Sunday, like I was like, I think very nervous because I know the Dodgers from last year and just like paying attention this season, but seeing them in person, I'm like, this team can be really scary, but it's not like there's definitely. It's kind of like how Duran is good, but not nearly as good as he was last year.
Although I was going to say, Dude, Duran is starting to get to the point with his numbers where I'm like, it's getting kind of close to last year again. He's getting closer.
If he does, I mean, I genuinely, there is a part of me that's like, if he is that good, if it's like he's a player where he just gets incredibly hot 2 or 3 times throughout the season and then puts up those numbers every year, like that is a guy you extend and you do trade Abreu. But we'll see. But yeah, with the Dodgers, I'm definitely think like they're making the playoffs. Them making the division is not a given.
No, the Padres are 2.5 games out, and I think the
Yeah.
Padres got a lot better. And the Dodgers pitching is banged up, man. Like it's not. I don't know. Blake Snell looked pretty good last night, but like they still lost by 4 runs. They're about 50% on series wins in the last like 3 or 4 series that they played.
Yeah. Then the Cubs and the Brewers, neither of them did anything. Really.
No, I was very surprised about that.
I really am confused by the Cubs because I'm like, hey, if you guys are you guys gonna sign Kyle Tucker?
I don't think they are. I don't think they are.
They should.
I don't think they are.
Yeah.
It seems to me that that's not on their radar.
But like a 1-year rental for Tucker, you're in a playoff picture and you don't add at the deadline to make sure that you make the playoffs and win the World Series. The 1 year you have Kyle Tucker, like that's Jed Hoyer, I think, really dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, it's quite surprising.
And then I want to get your take on this as well.
Sure.
Because I think you and I are also on opposite sides of this rivalry. Who wins the NL East?
Ooh, fuck. That's the hardest one.
It's a very hard one.
Oh, because the Mets had a big deadline. Obviously, the Phillies added Duran, which is really good.
Yeah, the Phillies lineup is much, and also the Mets did add Mullins. The Phillies lineup to me is so much scarier.
I'm gonna go with the Phillies. I think the Phillies will win the division. I don't have like the Mets. Oh wow, that's so hard. I think the Phillies. The Phillies starting pitching seems a little bit better too.
The Phillies do have a better. I mean, Kodai Senga is having a year.
Yeah.
But I agree. I mean, like Sanchez, Wheeler's been pretty elite.
Wheeler's been great. Yep.
I think he's actually pitching against Senga today. That's a really good matchup.
Yeah, that is.
And then of course, like I mean, yeah, the Phillies lineup is just nasty. The Mets, I think, could do it. I think it's gonna go down to like the wire, but I do think the Phillies, they just retook the division, I think. So like they're gonna hang on. So my last question around post trade deadline stuff.
Sure.
What do you think the World Series matchup is gonna be?
Oh my God.
I don't need the whole playoffs. I just need the World Series matchup.
It's definitely different than the beginning of the year.
Always is.
Pulling up all the divisions here. Okay. This is gonna be like absolutely shocking here.
Okay.
I think I really don't want to say what I actually think, but I think it's gonna happen. I think the Chicago Cubs are gonna squeeze in.
Okay.
And I hate to say this, I think the fucking Houston Astros are gonna make it back to the World Series. I really don't want that to happen, but
I disagree.
Is Jordan like he's coming back?
I don't know if he's coming back. Let's see. He's I think he could be mid-August. He might come up.
They have so many guys who have been there, done that I just think in the postseason, again, it really is about the eye test in the postseason. The numbers don't fucking mean anything, in my opinion. I really think they're going to get there. I think they're going to barely hold on to the division, and they're going to go on a fucking run. They're going to be like the lowest rated division leader, so they'll play in the first round. They're going to sweep. They're going to get hot. Like playing the wild card series or the first round is like a good thing for a lot of teams because you just get hot. I look at the Cubs, and I think, I know they didn't add, but solid pitching, solid hitting, fucking phenomenal defense. And I really think that's going to be a big deal.
I think Seattle versus Philly. Seattle in 6.
Ooh, I didn't pick a winner. I mean, look, if that's the case, I would love that. I would love either Philly or Seattle to win. I like both teams.
I like I said, from the trade deadline, I'm hot on Seattle. Like
Yeah, I am too. I think they're great.
The Phillies are just the Phillies have been nasty, and they somehow people keep talking about their window closing, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? This team is going to be good again. Like,
yeah, I would pick for my thing. I think Chicago would win it. I really do. I think they have a team that screams World Series to me. I don't know why, but
I think then they have to re-sign Kyle Tucker. Like, they have to. They can't win a World Series and not re-sign him. Like, that would be fucking insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're going to, which is strange, but I think this is their year. I don't know. I really don't know though. I look at the Astros. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired of seeing them in the postseason. But they just they always fucking find a way. They always do, and I'm always like, God damn it! Again, they're in the ALCS. Oh my God, they're in the World Series again. Like it's just, Altuve. I'm looking at right now. Our game's about to start. Altuve, Correa, Christian Walker hasn't been great. They're gonna get what's his name back, Alvarez. Jeremy Pena's been pitching well. They have like 4 studs that can throw. Hunter Brown is a beast. I don't know. I think they're really good.
But also think about it this way: if the playoffs start today, based on the current standings, I believe the Astros being the 3rd seeded team, they're going to play Seattle in the wild card series.
Yeah, I think they beat them.
I don't. I think Seattle in 3 games, you have Gilbert, Castillo, and then Wu or what's the other guy's name?
It would be Wu.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you start those 3 guys.
Yeah, I don't know, man. At home in Houston, though, I don't know.
But I don't. I'm also just very sick of seeing Houston in the playoffs.
No, I know. That's why I hate to say it. I was like, I was looking at the teams, I think it's going to be them.
Really nice to see Detroit bounce them last year in the first round.
Yeah, I feel like Detroit's not going to do that this year, though.
Detroit's going to get bounced, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I mean, they are a really good team. I think they just. I think that I mean, Javi Baez is kind of cooled.
Yeah.
They're still a really good team. I mean, I think they just probably need to add, like us, they need to add more, seasoned guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Should we rose and thorn real quick?
Let's do it.
My rose goes to Cooper Cresswell because he was totally a spot start and was not expected to do anything. And I know he didn't technically get the win, but he held a great team to 1 run, and we were able to come back and win the game. And that was a big win. That was a big win. I actually coming out of the deadline, which was disappointing. That's a big win.
Yeah.
I don't have a thorn yet. You want to go ahead? You jump in, and I'll think of one.
Well, real quick before I get to my rose, so when I went to the Sox game on Sunday, I went to the bleacher bar.
Yeah, cool.
Incredible. Oh my God. I don't even need I just want to go there. I don't even want to necessarily sit in a seat and pay $130 for it. I just want to go to the bar.
Yeah.
My rose, because we didn't get a chance to talk about it this past week, my rose goes to Ceddanne Rafaela for that insane double play.
Oh, sick.
That insane double play, which
that was sick.
Everybody in the stadium, we all knew as soon as it happened, we were like, we don't even need to see the replay. Fuck you. He was out.
Yeah, it was sick.
It was incredible. He's so, and people are of course what are you doing not playing him at center? He's a shitty second baseman, Gold Glove center fielder. I'm like, pretty good second baseman too.
Yeah. Here, watch this. Stella. She was barking. She doesn't realize I'm home. My dog has separation anxiety and she has no idea I'm home right now. Anyway.
Yeah, so that's my rose, is Ceddanne.
Great. Okay, I got a good thorn here that I actually did have this and then I forgot it. Stephen A. Smith gets my thorn, dude.
What did you do this time?
Bro, did you see, the whole thing with Bryce Harper with Rob Manfred where he was like, get the fuck out of the clubhouse?
Second rose for Bryce Harper.
Bro, Stephen A. Smith on his show said that Bryce Harper should be suspended for talking to the commissioner that way. I'm like, dude, you are Stephen A. Smith did. What a stiff, dude. I used to like that guy, but I'm like, you don't know anything about baseball. Don't talk. He doesn't watch baseball. He said Garrett Cole. He called him Jarrett Cole. He doesn't watch baseball, and that's fine. But dog, Manfred is a freaking talk about fuck you, you stiff or whatever. Manfred is such a stiff, and I am such a Bryce Harper guy. I'm like, dude, you do not deserve to get suspended for that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith
anyway.
being, I guess, anti-union or anti-worker shocks me 0%.
But I was just like, really? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Anyway,
what an asshole. Yeah, I guess like trying to think where my thorn was gonna go this week. And I think, well, actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I think I will give my thorn to Manfred for just doing those talks, which I think
being
are
an
really
L,
weird and very union busting y. And fuck off with your salary cap, bro. Like we're literally like I'm so sick of I'm so sick of talking about something that like is a year and a half away. Like A, B, like you can't possibly think that a lockout or losing games is a good idea for baseball like right now. Like you can't be that stupid.
It's literally as bad as it could possibly. That would be detrimental to the growth of the sport.
Yeah, so it's like it's the arrogance of Rob Manfred continues to frustrate me, and yeah, so thorn for him.
There you go. All right. Well,
all right, cool.
We unfortunately just gave up a 2-run home run to Christian Walker. Speak of the devil, so that's not great. But
wow, that was fast.
Hopefully, Bueller doing Bueller things. Hopefully, we will pull out the series win. Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I want to take it back. Thorn for Walker Bueller for still playing baseball.
It's just been bad, man. It's been really bad. I hope he figures it out, but I don't know.
At this point, I've run out of patience with him. Like he can't start a playoff game.
It's a lot of money to pay for a guy with a 5 ERA or worse. You know, it's not
it's a 6 ERA at this point.
It is a 5.88. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, so, I mean, like he literally cannot start a playoff game. Like we cannot.
No way. There's no way. But hopefully we pull the series win out, and I'm gonna go get my batting practice in because I have my championship game tomorrow. So
good luck, man. Yeah.
Thank you, brother. And I will see you all.
Just remember, 2 bangs is off speed.
Yep.
1 bang is fastball.
Fastball. Got it. Cool. I'm ready to go. All right.
Fuck you, Astros.
Well, we will see you guys next week.
See you guys next week.
Hopefully we're still in the hunt, you know?
Yeah. Anyway,
follow us, do the things, Substack, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. What else am I missing here? Apple Podcasts, Spotify. All the things. You know what to do. You guys are smart. You're smarter than me. You know what to do.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.